Hello there, Vanagon addicts. It's Ken Wilford here at Van again. I have a special video for you guys tonight. You know, a couple years ago, I took a test drive in a early edition of this car, this is the Volkswagen ID4. Well, just recently, I have bought one myself. Okay, so I'm an early adopter person. Okay, I like new stuff and I like gadgets and things. And, you know, a long story short, we needed another vehicle. And so therefore we saw this. Now, this is a 2023. This is an all-wheel drive Pro. Okay, and so we just recently got it a couple weeks ago. So it was slightly like a leftover. So the 2023, there is 2024s are out already. And we got this one as a leftover. And so I have been learning about it for the last few weeks. I thought I would share some of the things, some of the good things, some of the bad things I've been learning about this car, and some of the things that you guys might be interested in this 2023. So it is definitely different than the one I reviewed before or showed before in some ways. So this is a 2023. This is the all-wheel drive. So it has front and rear motors. Okay. This is also the Pro. Okay, that means it actually has the most range that you can get. Okay, and so when I saw it for sale online at the dealership, I thought, wow, this is going to be the most maxed out car that you can get. Why has it just been sitting there on the lot? We went to the lot to go look at it. It was dirty as anything, all nasty and dirty. And the dealership had not even bothered to wash it. They knew we were coming. I had told them like a day before we were going to come and look at it, possibly buy it. They were like, yeah. And they never cleaned it, did nothing. The outside was gross. The inside was fine because it's a brand new car. But it had been sitting on the lot for a long time. You could tell. And I couldn't figure out why. Why is this car sitting on the lot, not getting sold? Okay. Well, number one, okay, without any of the special things, this car was over $50,000. Okay. So that's expensive. And especially when you find out that the all-wheel drive Pro is not the most maxed out model. Now, I believe it is the most maxed out as far as battery range and having the all-wheel drive. Okay, but so why would you then have an interior that is cloth? Okay, behold the interior of the Pro. Cloth seats. Okay, some people like that, but it's not very premium. Okay, and when you're paying $50-something thousand for a car, I mean, you want it to be premium. I do. It also has heated seats, but they're not ventilated. Okay, so again, that's another strike against it. And then when you look up here at the ceiling, you see a ceiling. Okay, you do not see a skylight. You do not see anything up there that you would normally see in a premium car, which is normally they have a version that has a giant sunroof. This does not have that because this is the Pro. Now, what I didn't realize is that Volkswagen has what they call the Pro S. Okay, so you know, you would think, oh, the Pro, that means it's the best one, it's the highest level one. No. The Pro S is the one that has all of the extra stuff. Okay, I mean, again, if you're Volkswagen, if you're listening to this, please just stop. Okay, they used to do a great job at having everything, like you're having just very few things that were different between the different levels. Almost everything was standard except for like a sunroof or something like that. It was like the only thing you couldn't get standard. And now they're starting to go into this kooky thing where they're adding letters to the names or to the thing. And I would talk about that a little bit later. That is not ending with this car. Okay, but in this car, this is the Pro. Okay, but it's not the Pro S. Therefore, it doesn't have leather seats or leatherette seats or whatever you want to call it. It does not have a sunroof. And then one other thing that is goofy is when you come back to the back hatch, it is just a back hatch, okay? It is not motorized, okay? So again, you're paying $50-something thousand for this car. It just has a normal back hatch that's not motorized. To me, again, that's a downside because you're expecting all the bells and whistles, but you're just getting some bells and not very many whistles, okay? So that is my kind of gripes about this car. I mean, it didn't stop us from buying it because it was such a good deal. Okay, it was such a good deal, I personally think, for what we did. And we wound up getting a lease. We did not buy it. Okay, so we're leasing it for 3 years. After putting our deposit down, which was about $8,000, all of the things because when you have a lease, you can get every single tax thing, all that stuff. It's all on the front end now. Okay, so with New Jersey, no sales tax in New Jersey. With New Jersey's like green initiative stuff and things, with the federal things, our monthly payment on this car is $230 a month. Okay, $230 a month for 3 years, 15,000 miles a year. Okay, so we got plenty of miles to use for us because this is just a back and forth to town car for the most part. Okay, I think that's a really good deal. The other crazy part is 3 years. So it comes with 3 years of free charging at Electrify America, okay, which is Volkswagen's, penance for their sins of Dieselgate, was Electrify America. And so, we have 3 years free charging there. I live in southern New Jersey where there's 0 Electrify America stations. Okay, I had to drive all the way like 45 minutes to an hour to get to Electrify America station. Therefore, I'm not really going to use Electrify America. I didn't buy this car because of Electrify America. Maybe if we take it on a trip to Philly or something, we can use it. But for right now, you can see I'm at my garage here. I actually have a welding thing in here. I'll just show you guys real quick. Just ignore the mess. So you see I got it plugged in right here, going inside the garage. Okay, ignore messes in here. Yes, there's vanagons in here. Okay, and here is the charging unit you get with the car for free. It does level 1, which is plug into 110, and it also does what they call level 2. I had to get an adapter for my welder plug, which I got on Amazon for like 30 bucks, and then I could plug in my Volkswagen charger to that. It makes a big difference. So if you're charging with a 110 plug, you're essentially getting about 1 mile of range per hour. Okay, so you can do the math. If you're, one percentage of charging per hour. Okay, so say if you're at 70-something%, you usually only charge to 80. That's how you keep the battery good. So if say you're at 72%, that's like 8 hours of charging, okay, to get back to 80%, which is where you want to kind of keep it, to keep the battery from getting damaged and stuff. They usually charge to 80. So that would take 8 hours. So, again, you drive somewhere, come back home, plug it in 110, and the next morning you're up to 80, you're good. Okay, but what if you drive around a lot and you get it down to 30? I mean, now you're at, you need 50 hours of charging to get back to 80. So over here with this welding outlet, okay, instead of getting 1 percentage per hour, I'm getting like probably almost 10. Okay, so again, if you're charging from 30% back up to 80, it would only take like 5 hours. Okay, so instead of like a couple of days. So, definitely, and that charger comes with the car. Again, part of the thing people get worried about is charging. How am I going to charge? Where's the charger? All that stuff. You can just get this charger that comes with it. That's the one I would just use. It's free, or it's included with it. And then you can plug it into 110, and it'll charge, enough that if you're just driving short drives back and forth to town, you would never really need a level 2 charger or nothing like that. So you can kind of see here on the screen, it's telling me how much time is left to get up to 80. 25 minutes. Okay, how much range I got. Like I said, this car here, because it is, I'm going to turn the AC on. Because it is the Pro version, it has, you know, the biggest battery. Okay, so in 2024, they have, oh yeah, thank you, AC. It's hot, it's sweaty out here. In 2024, they are changing up the cars and what they're called again. So what I was reading was 2024, they have a thing called standard range. That is actually way less than this. That's like, I don't know, 150 miles or something. It's very cut down. Okay. Then you have the Pro S, and the Pro S Plus. Okay, for 2024. We're just going to keep adding initials and letters and things on as the years go by. Eventually, this badge on the side is going to reach down the whole side of the car, because it's going to have like the entire alphabet on it and all the numbers in the from 1 to 100. Okay, so Volkswagen is doing this now. You know, don't ask me why. But the new ones this year coming up, you have the standard. That's actually worse than this. More stripped down, more bare bones than this. Less range, but cheaper, right? So they're like in the 30,000s. Then you have the Pros and the Pro S's and the Pro S Pluses. I mean, they're going to be up in around the 50,000 mark. Now, all of these cars are made in the U.S. They are made in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, at that plant there. So these are all American-made cars. Because of that, they do have the ability to get a lot of the tax breaks and things like that. So, you know, Volkswagen did think ahead a little bit on this. So let me show you some more of the no-nos, okay, the things that stink. On this steering wheel, we have touch controls, okay, for your cruise control, for your controlling your radio and all this stuff. We have touch controls. And then over here, we have touch controls. Oh, so much touch. I just love to touch everything. Touch, touch, touch. The problem is, and even some of this stuff, you wave your hand around it and it does things also. The problem is you can easily touch things by mistake. Okay, like say you're driving, right? I mean, this steering wheel's upside down, but you're driving, your thumb's like this, and you just barely touch one of these things. It's gonna make it turn on. Okay, it's gonna make it turn on, and then you have to, like, you're driving and you're, oh no, I just turned on this or that, and I have to turn it off. Oh, I mean, it can be distracting. Okay, this is one of the big gripes people have with this car. I have the same gripe. These touch controls on here are dumb. Okay, even one of these, I think it's this one, you swipe up and down to like change the cruise control speed and stuff. Who wants to do that? Give me buttons. I want buttons back. And then over here, this is your climate controls, all touch, and really stupid buttons, people, buttons. And then up here, okay, the other day I was driving and I went to go do something up here, and I don't know what happened, but it started calling this emergency thing. The emergency thing button is up here, I think, but somehow just me getting up here and moving the mirror, all of a sudden on the screen, it was like, oh, we're fixing to call roadside assistance. I'm like, I didn't want that. Okay. So, you know, these touch things, they need to get less touchy, okay? And then over here, we have our infamous window switches. Now, if you're not familiar with this thing, some people call it switch gate, whatever you want to call it. You will notice we have 4 windows in this car and just 2 switches here. How does this work, Kenneth? Well, I will telleth you. It has a thing here that says rear, which is a touch button. See, look, I just touched it. Now it says rear. This is how you switch between the front windows. This controls the front ones. Or touch that, lights up, does the back ones now. Okay. The thing is that you're driving and you're just touching your little fingies over here, And guess what it's doing? It's turning it on and off every time you just barely touch it. So, yep, pain in the butt. And it does this trick too, where you just hold your fingies on it, and it puts all the windows down. I think if I touch it now, oh, never mind. It's being stupid. I don't know. I don't have the car fully turned on right now, so whatever. It's doing things, but it's not doing things. All right, so anyway, probably if I touch these, it won't do anything either right now, because it's kind of off. It's charging, and yeah, it's just running the AC, which is one of the amazing things with an electric car, to be honest with you. You know, you're sitting at the store, your wife is in the store, you could be out here, turn on the air, and it's not really barely using any electricity. If you're driving on your gas car, I having to idle the motor, running, burning gas to run the AC. This is nicer that way, and it's completely quiet and silent. So as far as the car itself, driving it, it's pretty simple. Okay, I got it plugged in now, so I don't want to forget and drive away. So you've got this little unit over here. This is how you select like what you're doing. Let me see if I can get the glare off of there. So you put your foot on the brake. All right, now the car's turning on. I don't want to drive anywhere, okay? But I'm just showing you things. So on this, we've got neutral. We've got park, which is this button on the back. We've got neutral. We've got D, which is drive, and B, which is like a one pedal driving. And we've got R, which is reverse. Okay, so that is how you do it. So if you want to go, you just click it up twice. It actually shows it right here over here. Okay, and you can put it in D for just normal driving. It'll just drive like a normal car. If you put it in B for one pedal driving, it will drive like a normal car, but when you go to decelerate, it decelerates a little bit faster than normal. It's not like a lot of these one pedal car driving cars, they actually are very aggressive, like trying to slow you down and stuff like that. And this one isn't like that. Okay, so what I found is the one pedal driving is a lot less aggressive. It's trying to feel more like a normal car, and yet still you extend your range, because instead of the brakes slowing you down, what's slowing you down is the electric motors. Okay, and so therefore you're not using brakes barely at all, and you're regenerating your power. Okay, so definitely something worth trying to get used to. I did it in a Chevy Bolt, and I will say that car is a lot more aggressive than this one. I think Teslas are the same way. Like a lot of those cars, when you're driving them on the one pedal driving, it feels like, like if you can be really, you just have to feather the gas pedal to accelerate and decelerate. You're just feathering one pedal, which is nice, okay? But if you don't do it right, you get car sick, because you're going blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's really like kind of jerking you back and forth. This car is not so much like that. The one pedal driving is a lot less, you know, active, and also you wind up, you know, it will not bring you to a complete stop either. Like the Chevy Bolt, yes, it will bring you to a complete and full stop. This one will not, so you have to use your brake still. So it's not full one pedal. Normal people that's never driven an electric car, they won't really mind it. You can just put it in D. That's what my sister's been doing. She's been driving this also. She puts it in D, drives like a normal car, and it pretty much drives just like that. Once you get where you're going, you just push this little P button. That parks it, puts the brake on automatically, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'll probably do some more videos if you guys are interested on exactly like how it runs, how it drives. It has some advanced features also, like it can park itself. Okay, so it can park itself. It can park itself in parallel parking. It can park itself in the grocery store parking lot, and it can park itself in your driveway. Okay, if you drive to your driveway, it has a memory function where when you back up and park, say you're parking near your charger or something, it'll remember that, and it says over here, do you want to remember this? And you're like, okay, yes. And then the next time you just drive out on your street to the exact same location, push that memory button, and it'll park itself. Okay, and it has all kinds of sensors and everything all around to make sure it doesn't crash or run over your cat or whatever. So might be something to think about that way. So that's going to be my initial Volkswagen ID4 video. Again, this is a car that I personally have bought and purchased. I don't have anything from Volkswagen on it. There's definitely pluses to it. One of the reasons why we bought it was because my mom's house across the street has, you see where it says save parking operation, right? That's the thing about the self-parking. But my mom's house has solar on the roof. Okay, you can kind of see it from here in that picture. That's her house. She has a ton of solar. Every month, the electric company is like, hey, you got a credit for $100-something of electricity that you didn't use. Okay, so guess what we're using it for now? This car. We can plug it in, and now instead of that electricity just going to waste, you know, it gets used in this car versus gas. Okay, so this was kind of our plan to, you know, put that solar to work for us. Electric cars not for everybody. Okay, we live about 10 miles, 12 miles to town and back. Not real super far. You know, it's not for everybody. If you live out in the middle of nowhere in Texas, or you live out in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota or Wyoming or something like that, I mean, I don't think it'd be a very good fit that way. But if you live somewhere that you're not super far from stuff, and you have the ability to plug in, and if you have the ability to, you know, actually plug into a 220 like this welding one, I mean, that just makes it a lot nicer. Just a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours coming home when you're fully charged, and the thing automatically turns itself off too as far as the charging. So like we set it to 80 here. I don't know why it's getting all blurry. We set the thing charged to 80 and it'll stop at 80. Okay, and the reason why it's doing that is because your battery, it wants to stay between 20 and 80%. If it gets less than 20%, it can hurt the life of the battery. And if it gets charged to more than 80%, it can also hurt the life of the battery. So as we've been sitting here talking, the air's running and everything, this thing's still charging up. It's almost at 80%. Once it gets to that, it'll stop charging. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that messing you up. When I rented a Chevy Bolt, I had it plugged in at night, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, it got fully charged, and it started honking. Okay, it started honking. I don't know who came up with that feature, but I think they should get fired. This car does not do that. Okay, no honking is going on with this vehicle. You know, once it finishes charging, guess what? It just stops charging. It doesn't sit there and honk. It also has an app and things that, you know, will tell you that's finished charging to your phone. Send a notification to your phone saying, hey, guess what? I'm finished charging. Like, sweet, thanks for that. Okay. That's great. I'm super happy right now. Yeah, I'm trying to do this ambient mood lighting just so you guys can see that, but it's saying it's not currently available. All right, hold on. Let me try turning it back on again. All right, now let's try it. Oh, is it currently available? So this kooky thing, see this? Oh my gosh, look at this nonsense. Under the dash here, this is your ambient mood lighting. Okay, this is, you know, date night time. You're chilling out here in your car and you say, hey, you know what, I just need me some mood lighting in here. And you can change it different colors. It actually shows up pretty good on the phone, even more than real life. When it's dark, it turns up better. You can see the different colors. Isn't that crazy? Why would anybody need this, right? For any reason. I really don't know. But this is something that they did. And it even is on the door over here also. See that? Isn't that so stupid? Oh my goodness. But anyway, and you can customize it. Don't ask me why anyone would want this. It's just one of them things. It's like all these electric cars, they feel like they have to do these stupid pet tricks or something. This is one of them. Let me see what happens if I put on automatic. So what does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I just pushed automatic. I guess if you have to be in the mood or something to make that come on. I don't know. I have no idea. I just thought you would be interested in that. So I guess I'm going to end the video on that high note. If you guys have any questions about this car, I mean, let me know. I'm going to, you know, be doing some stuff. I don't want to start driving. I want to turn it off. So, you know, if you guys have any questions about it, please let me know. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope this video wasn't too long. You're saying, Ken, you haven't shown us driving it. I actually did a whole nother video where I drove one already. They drive just like a regular Volkswagen. They don't really drive like anything special. Again, this is a dual motor. It has a little bit more zip, and I put it in sport mode the other day. But it's not like the other electric cars, like the Tesla Plaid and all that stuff. It doesn't really, you know, do that much. Oh, Kit's trying to talk to me now. It doesn't really do that much to you, to push you.
Wait a moment, please.
It doesn't push you back in the seat or nothing like that, like the other cars do.
Please repeat.
I said something that it thinks I was trying to ask it a question. I don't want to do anything. Sorry, it's the car.
Wait a moment, please.
It talks to you. I don't know how to make it stop.
You can operate the radio and media, navigation.
I don't care. Shut up. See, cars get attitudes now. But please like, share, subscribe. Like I said, I'll take you guys for a drive in it if you want to drive in it. But it's nothing special that way. And that's a plus and a minus, right? It's a plus in that you can give it to somebody who's just not an electric car person, and you can say, hey, drive this car somewhere. And they're like, okay. All they have to do is know about this twisty thing. And that's the only thing that's different between this car and like a Tiguan. So they can jump in this thing, you know, go places, and they won't be freaked out by it. It's not weird. It just feels very normal. Okay, that's good. That's good. And you know, they're trying some of these things over here with this stuff. Okay, they're trying to make this a little fancy schmancy over here. But if you don't want to deal with any of this baloney, you don't really have to. Okay, and I think that's good. Okay, that's good. So let me know, guys, what you think about this car. Please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video.